beautiful Capricorn friends, and welcome to your horoscope for April of 2021. Where Capricorn, this month we do still have the power of forward motion in our back pocket until we get to the end of the month, where Pluto, who is still in your sign, will begin the retrograde cycle of the outer planets moving backwards. So we really want to take advantage of this time that we've got still here in April to launch the new ventures, start the new projects, push the things forward, and then we can correct what we need to over this next handful of months. As well, this month, I think it's really kind of neat to pay attention to the way the fifth house lights up for you as we come into Taurus season, because it's the yearly indicator in a fairly common earthy energy for you that it is okay to relax. It is okay to not work so much. It is okay to not push. Does this achieve something so much? And it's really a nice time to say, well, what do I like at this point in the year? What is my expression? What is my heart? Where's my joy? I love that experience for you as we come along to this side of the year, because we've just come out of the winter Capricorn time, depending on where you live. And now we're transitioning into this next season, and you get to come along with that and allow yourself to kind of unfold. So let's jump in here, Capricorn, and talk about what's going on this month. Right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we see Mercury coming into the energy of Aries. Now, you've also got the sun here. Venus is already here. So this is very lit up for you. The Aries energy, bringing in that spring, depending on where you live, energy has already been wonderfully lit up for you. The 4th house, home, family, real estate, property, all of these things are abundantly in your face. You've been motivated to maybe do things at home, and now as Mercury comes into Aries, what you're more motivated to do is actually make the decisions. I almost feel like March was a lot of gathering information, even if you were taking those baby steps forward. But as we get here into April, it's like, oh, it's time to make the decisions on where we're going to go next. Now, to help make the decisions and see that pathway forward, on the 11th, we're going to have a new moon at 22 degrees of Aries. So this again lights up that 4th house space, home, family, real estate, property, any of those kinds of decisions that you are maybe making in that arena, including home. Here, this is the first home that you have. So what decisions are you making here that you're trying to maybe plant your seeds of intention in the soil of magic, which is the new moon space, to take forward? Now, this particular moon is going to square Pluto, who is in your sign. Now, where I think that this becomes critically important to analyze or to use in terms of energy is that this new moon is essentially delivering you the potential to begin something new, right? To get a fresh view on something, fresh perspective, fresh energy surrounding it. But that square to Pluto in your sign literally challenges us. It says, hey, I am happy to bring this forward for you, but first you've got to acknowledge and see and be willing to adjust the destructive or not constructive behaviors or ideas or attitudes that you have that are going to stop you from actually allowing this thing to move forward. I think that this moon square Pluto aspect for us at this new moon really does take us to task a little bit and say, well, what's standing in your way that you're doing? Pluto's in your 1st house. Where are you the challenge or the hindrance, or where do you need to evolve, come to a new perspective, come to a new way of being in order to allow this next area to advance forward? Because this is that 4th house area as well, I do think of where are you still holding on from something to something from the past, and it's actually stopping that new evolution of your cells from being what they're supposed to be next, stopping the home life from being what it's supposed to be next. So just consider those things, okay? As we get to the 14th, we see Venus moving into the energy of Taurus, and then right behind that, we'll welcome Mercury and the sun on the 19th. So you've got the sun bringing light, heat, life, and vitality. Mercury bringing the mind, but it's slowed down in the energy of Taurus. Fairly earthy, you can get on board with that. And then we've got Venus comfortable and at home in her lavish energy of Taurus, living her best life. So these all light up your 5th house space. Self-expression, joy. This is the joy house. This is the house of pleasure. This is the house of leisure. This is the house of taking a risk, right? And sometimes to do what we love or to put down something we think is really important over here to take a break and be with the people in our lives, be with the books that we love, be with the food that we love, take that massage, do nothing. Any of these things can really be a risk depending on your perspective. Now, I also think that this lights up the space of things that maybe are happening with your children or around children. And I will say, for some people, your baby, your child is that fifth grader, 25-year-old, 46-year-old. It is that. And for other people, your baby, your child may be your business, maybe your hobby, maybe this thing that you just put so much love into. Whatever it is, there is a lot of motion and movement available in these areas as well. Venus is making it attractive. Mercury is helping you make some steady decisions, probably on things that you begun as well, as we were even back in March. And the sun is giving you a motivation. So it is like helping to make this area magnetic and say, ta-da, let's create in this area. Let's pay attention in this area, okay? Now, I want us to also keep in mind, there is still this active square going between Uranus and Saturn. So this is the energy that says what behaviors, what is outdated, that is just not working anymore. So you may find that these energies feel a little bit trapped in between there, and you're evaluating that for yourself, okay? On the 23rd, we see Mars move into the energy of Cancer, lighting up your 7th house space, so just across the street. Now, Mars acts as our energy, our movement, our let's push this thing forward, let's do this. It's that kind of energy. But Mars also acts as a family planet for you. It's in Cancer, right? So it's already in the family sign. And even though Mars is traditionally considered to be in fall and uncomfortable in the energy of Cancer, where they can get on board with each other is that Cancer is a cardinal sign. So in your relationships, what needs to get shifted? What needs to get started? What needs a little oomph behind it in order for you to nurture the relationships in your life, for you to be nurtured in the relationships in your life? I also think too, Mars here is still Mars. So if there are complicated situations in your life, Mars may be willing to go to bat and fight for them and say, this is not nurturing. This is not safe. This is not protective. This does not feel Cancer. This does not feel like it's on par. Now, I want to just give you another view, considering the fact that Mars does act as that family energy as well. This could also be the space where I think maybe there's like a huge parental influence, or it's like a family influence that has come into your life and you're having to make decisions, or maybe everybody's got a lot to say about what you're doing, whatever that looks like. This could definitely bring that family influence to the table for sure. So whatever it is definitely going to kick up the social in your life, and you're going to have to be mixing and blending and interacting with that for sure. But you can use Mars in Cancer to nurture and to nourish, as well as to fight for what makes you feel secure, okay? On the 26th, we see a full moon happening in the energy of Scorpio. This is going to be at 7 degrees. So this one will light up your 11th house space. Now, the full moon says that something needs to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. And in the 11th house, this is the friends, the social grouping, social media is available in here as well. But beyond that, I really like to look at the 11th house as your future goals and aspirations. What are you setting yourself up for here? What have you been working on for a while, and now it's kind of coming to a close, or it's dying down, or you realize there needs to be an adjustment in the connection to that? And also in the 11th house, we typically want a little accolade. We want to be known for doing something here. We want to leave a little something here, but we want to be known for it, right? So with this energy being here at the full moon, is this bringing in something significant for you where you would like to be known in a social space or in your long range plans in a different way? This particular moon is going to sit in opposition to Uranus, that is in Taurus. And so I really am wondering, for you, Cap, where is it that you're done just doing the thing over here, and now this moon is actually giving you the space to see where you can step out into that hole? And it is time to step out into the technology, step out into the hole, step out with an organization, or end an association with an organization or a friend, because it's not actually productive to taking you forward. Now, we've got the opposition to Uranus at this particular moon and a square to Saturn. So again, this idea of this is the way it's always been, will be challenged at this moon. Just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's what's the best for you in your current life and reality, okay? Now, as we end this month on the 27th, we're going to see Pluto taking its retrograde at 26 degrees of Capricorn. So right there in your first house. Now, the thing I love about this is, first of all, it's not new. We've been looking at this for quite some time. Pluto has been in your sign for quite some time. So a lot of what you've been seeing here that Pluto's been transforming or destructing, flat out been destroying within you, within your space, within your external environments, Capricorn, you've already seen it. So one of the things I have a view of is, do you have changes that have been made? Have you moved yourself? Are there different circumstances in your life? And as Pluto takes this retrograde over this next 4 months, you're actually able to like synthesize the changes, because you'll see what you need to do to evolve into your new circumstances, into your new butterfly form from being that caterpillar. So Capricorn, I think that Pluto here is really much more in the retrograde a helper than a hindrance. But I think it also acts as cleanup crew. We've been evolving, moving forward. These things have been changing. Likely it's no surprise, but your evolution has been impending, right? It's right there, and resistance has been futile. So as Pluto retrogrades, it'll show you these last little stains on the carpet, and then it'll come back forward. It's like just doing a nice pass to destroy what is not in place and evolve, take you to that evolution, move you forward nice and slow so that you can go ahead and be this next version of the Capricorn life that you've got available to you. I think that Pluto does a lot, like Sabrina Monarch talks about showing us the bottom line. What's the bottom line of your evolution at this particular time? So in this particular energy, in this retrograde with Pluto and Capricorn, it is so much about the regenerative power, the detox power of the beautiful Capricorn energy, okay? All right, my beautiful friends, I think it's got a potential to be an absolutely lovely month, and I don't think everybody's going to have the best month ever. That's not the point of the general reading. Grab your chart. Look at these degrees. Look at these dates. Look at these placements against your chart so that you can see how this is actually going to play out for you. And remember that any general reading is about giving you information about what's to come so that you can think about how to manifest this at its highest evolution, okay? All right, my beautiful friends, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love you a ton, and I'll see you next month. Bye.